The time we hear news regarding sexual violence. These incidents happen in different settings and different ways, but it could happen to anyone. Before we dive down deep, we need to know what exactly is sexual violence. In simple terms, sexual violence means that someone forces or manipulates someone else into unwanted sexual activity without their consent. Sexual violence affects people of all genders, ages, races, religions, ethnicities, and sexual orientations. Sexual violence isn't always presented in just one form. It takes many different forms and types. One of the most common forms is rape or sexual assault. It is a type of sexual assault usually involving sexual intercourse or other forms of sexual penetration carried out against a person without that person's consent. Child sexual abuse. It is a form of child abuse that includes sexual activity with a minor. Some forms of child sexual abuse include obscene phone calls, text messages, or digital interaction. Spousal partner rape is the act of sexual intercourse with one's spouse without the spouse's consent. Incest. Sexual abuse by a relative. Sexual contact or abuse between family members. These are only some forms that sexual violence can take. In the US, nearly 1 in 5 women have been raped at some time in their lives, while 1 in 71 men have also been raped at some point. 51.1% of female victims of rape reported being raped by an intimate partner, and 40.8% by an acquaintance. For male victims, 52.4% reported being raped by an acquaintance and 15.1% by a stranger. Every survivor responds to traumatic events in their own way. The effects of the trauma can be short-term or last long after the violence. These are the possible effects or impacts of sexual violence: depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, self-harm, sexually transmitted diseases, panic attacks, pregnancy, and suicide. Now that we know more about sexual violence, we can all agree that sexual violence needs to end. Many people have suffered from it and we don't want more. The sole purpose of this is to raise awareness about sexual violence to reduce the risk of experiencing it, especially among children. This will give voice to people who experience sexual violence but never spoke about it because they are scared and traumatized. This will help end the long suffering many people endured. And together, we can end sexual violence now. You can visit our website and share your experiences. We can help you recover and get past them. You can talk to us.